Very well. So in this episode, we are only going to talk about the transfer targets. I mean, Buendia is off. What's the reality? According to a report, we're going to deal with how exactly Arsenal are moving on. The Athletic have come up with that report, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about certain transfer targets and why did not the whole Emiliano Buendia saga fell or flat on its face. What next? As I already mentioned, I asked this question in one of my live streams yesterday. If not Buendia, who? What exactly is what Arsenal is thinking in the transfer market? Whom are they going to get? We'll discuss in this episode. So if you seek daily Arsenal content, best place to be, consider subscribing, and of course, share the link of this episode with your friends who are Arsenal fans and who don't know about this epic channel. So let's just jump into it. The first news that we have for you guys is about none other than Riddle Baku. So it looks like he's having a wonderful time. But first, the Swiss Ministry of Justice has officially informed both UEFA and FIFA that they cannot punish the Super League clubs. Watch out for that space. Moving on, so as we speak about Riddle Baku, well, he has now has the most assists in under 21s Euros, as he has 3 assists, and most importantly, it was him who was the reason that Lucas Mecha scored, and Germany are the champions of Euro 20 under 21 again. So he's really proving a lot of his worth. Also, there was an Arsenal fan on Instagram who asked Shkodran Mustafi about where will Arsenal be. So Shkodran Mustafi replied to the comment. He said, Arsenal will be very soon be where they belong. Trust the process and trust the coach. He is phenomenal. Well, you'll just reduce the credibility of Shkodran Mustafi because of the player that he is. But anyways, I know certain Arsenal fans just won't be sufficed by that. So Konstantinos Mavropanos played the full 90 minutes as Greece beat Norway 2-1 in Malaga. He was pretty solid, and it tells me that someone actually commented. I did not see the performance, to be fair, but someone said that he was so solid. He pocketed Erling Haaland. I think as much as Saliba deserves a chance, I'm pretty much sure Konstantinos Mavropanos also deserves a chance under Mikel Arteta. And I'm not saying one-off chances, pretty strong chances, man. He needs to get his chances. I don't think so. He needs to go to Stuttgart back again. That's what I believe. I might be wrong here, but I don't give a damn. So let us just translate what AFC Bell came up with. A barrage of tweets. They say that it should be noted that we did not say for a moment that Emi Buendia is close to moving to Arsenal, and we did not say for a moment that there was an agreement on personal terms or the like. All that we mentioned is the existence of talks between the two camps and talks at the club level after rejecting an official offer that was confirmed to us by several independent sources. Well, AFC Bell goes on saying that, quoting 3 independent sources very close to the negotiating room of Emi Buendia deal, they say that Arsenal made a £30 million offer. That is 100% certain, 100% true, but Norwich turned it down. Arsenal's offer was below Aston Villa's offer in terms of the club's offer and proposed contract for the player. Citing 3 independent sources, he said that Aston Villa's final bid was £33 million guaranteed combination that would rise to £40 million with incentives, with the inclusion of a clause allowing Norwich to take 10% of future sales profits. Arsenal would not accept such a clause being included, and that's the reason why Arsenal rejected it. Also, they say that the player has agreed with Aston Villa, but he has not signed his contract yet, and he has not yet completed his medical. He should have them done by next Tuesday, as first mentioned by Chris Wheatley. They all say that, quoting the 3 independent sources, no belated surprises, as Arsenal have not indicated their intention to raise their bid or match Aston Villa's bid. The file has been closed. So as now, it's over as we speak. No Emi Buendia to Arsenal, and just end it. Okay, the file has been closed. That's what AFC Bell says. You don't take it with a pinch of salt. You take it with full confidence. Okay. Moving on. So according to Athletic.uk, here is the Arsenal's. Just hear me out. Okay. According to Athletic.uk, here is what Arsenal are trying to do in the transfer market. Number 1, Odegaard remains their number 1 priority. Number 1 priority is Martin Odegaard. Yes, he is what Arsenal want right now. Next, Saliba to be assessed on return to training. Saliba being assessed. Okay. Number 3, centre mid targets from the Premier League. Of course, Yves Bissouma, Ruben Neves being linked a lot, but yes, they want centre mids only from the Premier League. Number 4. Damn it. Tapsoba more realistic than Jules Koundé. So Edmund Tapsoba more realistic compared to Jules Koundé coming to Arsenal. 2 new fullbacks wanted. 2 new fullbacks is what Arsenal is looking at the moment. Josh Doig is quite unlikely, and goalkeeper a priority as well. So that is what Arsenal want at the moment. So ladies and gentlemen, that is what is happening. Yeah, let's move on. Moving on, so Gabriel Martinelli shared these images on social media about him being a Brazilian player. It's so sweet. I mean, so sweet. Moving on, so Sportmail understand that Neves is aware of Arsenal's interest and indicated his willingness to join the North Londoners to his teammates already. So the Athletic report, Arsenal are interested in signing Ruben Neves. Contact has been made between the two clubs, and Wolves are believed to be open to a sizable sale as they look to reshape their squad this summer under prospective new boss Bruno Lage, who is set to be appointed in the coming days. Neves would fit in alongside Thomas Partey in Mikel Arteta's midfield, although any Arsenal move is likely to be contingent on exits this summer. Granit Xhaka is among those who could depart, with Roma an interested Partey. So, but there's a problem. It looks like Roma are actually going for Teun Koopmeiners. If that's the case, they would not go for Granit Xhaka. That could also be a problem. So if Arsenal want to sell, they'd better be quick. Teun Koopmeiners might be a little cheaper as well. So I think Roma might go for that. I just don't get it. Why do these Serie A teams don't have money, man? I just hate them. They just don't spend, bastards. Anyways, Wolves are braced for an offer. According to Adrian J. Kajumba, he says that, and also Tom Colomos, they say that Wolves are braced for an offer from Arsenal this week for Ruben Neves. Wolves are open to selling Ruben Neves for the right price after his 4 years at Molineux, alerting Arsenal. Neves is aware of Arsenal's interest and indicated his willingness to join Arsenal. Brighton's Yves Bissouma is another name on Arsenal's midfield shortlist. Well, talking about certain more things, according to Joseph Massey Star, he says that Arsenal have held talks with Wolves over Ruben Neves. A transfer is only likely to take place if Arsenal can sell some of the players who are the fringe players like Granit Xhaka and Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Yep. As we speak about certain things. So, according to it, well, Odsonne-Edouard is going to Leicester City. Well, Odsonne-Edouard is currently at Glasgow Celtic. Is said to be on the verge of signing for Leicester City, according to Leicester Mercury. Well, according to Leicester Mercury, it would be almost done. According to the Daily, Odsonne-Edouard would indeed be on the verge of signing for the Foxes, who would be ready to pay £15 million or 17.5 million euros to attract the French striker from Celtic at the end of the contract next year. With this offer, the winner of FA Cup would have gained the upper hand over Arsenal, who want to sign him as well. So, Odsonne-Edouard right now is going to Leicester City as things stand. Yeah, that is the reality. And okay, if you've been wondering what is this, give me time to explain. So England versus Romania game yesterday was halted by a topless pitch invader as the TV commentators apologized for fans shouting, "You fat bastard." That's what they fans literally shouted that. Even Luke Shaw was amazed by what happened. Well, in an opening drab 45 minutes, viewers joked that the culprit provided the best entertainment of the match so far. Yeah, it was a shit game, but yeah. Well, he invaded the pitch, and yeah, he gave fans something to cheer about. Even Luke Shaw found the funny side of it. Yes, the man forced his way onto the field towards the end of the first period and was encouraged by those inside the Riverside Stadium. With the stewards chasing him, the man ran for around 50 yards before he was eventually caught and escorted out. Supporters also said, "You fat bastard," that's what they were saying. And ITV commentators were then forced to apologize to viewers watching at home for the language from fans. I apologize too, but I've got to report what's reality. Others flocked to the social media to joke that they were finally entertained. One said that best entertainment so far, an invader on the pitch. Another one said England versus Romania first half, notable moments, pitch invader. That is all. He's a star. He's a sensation, man. I think that was the best part of the whole game. So, why did I tell you this? Trust me, there is no news apart from the ones I mentioned. Generally, Mondays transfer news are really beckoning, and a lot of news actually come in. You know what happened last Monday, right? So this Monday, boom, no news at all. So I had to resort to this kind to complete my transfer news segment. So with this, I'd like to end this episode. Seek daily Arsenal content, best place to be. If you want to be a part of daily live streams where you can voice out your opinion as an Arsenal fan, what you want to be changing at Arsenal, follow me on Instagram and send me a DM. I will slot you in one of my live streams where you can talk to me and the Arsenal fans on the chat 1v1. I will see you in the next one, and until then, cheers.